Let me get a mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Let me take this out. Hold on. Is this? Let's see. Yeah. Mic check. Mic check. 1 2. Mic check. 1 2. Mic check. This sound right. Get a little bit of echo. Okay. I'm gonna turn down. Okay. Mic check. 1 2. Just to do the thing. Mic check. 1 2. 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 All right, fellas, we live. We are live with the Green Bay Packers against the Kansas City Chiefs. Anybody that is available can stop through the party. It's open. Again, we're looking at potential history in this ball game. So right now, again, 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. We're looking for again. This is going to be it's going to be interesting because we want to take a look at how Kansas City is going to come out, from an offensive perspective, and then how, of course, Green Bay is going to come in, from a defensive perspective. We got Coach BG just joined the booth. We got Coach Shump just joined the booth. So we got a lot of talent in the booth. We got championship experience from Coach Shump, and we got championship experience from Coach BG. So let's get a mic check just to make sure we good. Coach Shump, you here with us? Coach BG, you here with us?
I'm here locked in.
Okay, well, I can't hear you. You're kind of low.
Can't hear me? Let me turn my volume up 1 sec.
Yeah, let me turn mine up. Coach Shump, you here?
What's up, Coach?
Okay, yeah, we got. Okay, let me make sure you're coming through the broadcast. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right, we good. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's good to be here, man.
Hey, look,
Good to
man,
be
we
here.
happy. Hey, look, man, we're happy to have you in the booth, man. I would imagine, you know what I mean, that you would have, loved to be on the field. You know what I mean? But hey, you know what? This the next best thing. The PHFL,
Right.
studios. Again, anybody that's online, they want to hop in to give their feedback. So right now, again, we got Green Bay on the defensive end. Again, from a defensive perspective, what do you think is going to be the key, Coach Shump, for the Green Bay defense to stop this high-powered Kansas City offense?
Well, uh, he gonna have to keep an eye on Worthy, man. And
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey is up in age, but he is still a problem.
Absolutely. And I think, matter of fact, he actually led them in receptions, not receiving yards, but he actually led them in receptions. So that's definitely a good point. 2nd and 9, ball at the 48-yard line. Kansas City has the ball. Patty Mahomes dropped back to pass and he hits it to Pacheco out of the backfield. Again, great pass, great concept. Of course, the vert, and that bunch vert is extremely hard to tough. Hard to stop. Coach BG, on that bunch vert, are you going to focus on the running back, or are you just going to give that up and I'm just going to keep my eyes on what's going deep?
Uh, I'm probably taking the tight end going across. That's probably the most deadly part of that play. I'm probably taking that tight end going across. Me personally.
Okay. Pacheco again, he ran right into. That's a good run. Love that run. And I think, Coach BG, you may have mentioned this. And again, this was a tackle trap, but you mentioned in the Detroit game running against that three-man front. And if I'm not mistaken, you said halfback base. I think that was one of the running plays that you
Yep.
mentioned that Coach Deasy could have implored in that game. So we got 2nd and 2, ball at the 27-yard line, put Kelsey in motion. Kareem Hunt fumbled. Oh my goodness, he got fortunate on that one.
Mm.
He got literally the stuffing knocked out of him.
The
And again,
stuff.
yeah, And again, you gotta be able to, take advantage of that. You got two guys right there. Where's number 90? Was that number 90? You got to
I
be able
mean,
to dive
90,
onto that football.
95, 21
Yeah,
ran
you got to
past it.
dive
I
onto
mean,
that football.
that's
Good hit by the
unfortunate.
All-Pro McKinney. Unfortunate. Inside handoff to Mitchell. Again, good. Wow, good tough run. That's a good tough run. That is a good tough run.
Yeah, if Spotify ain't noticing, this ain't easy. Twitch
It's
will
that
run the
easy.
ball. Twitch
And
will
you know
run
what's
the
so
ball.
funny? I was about to say that, Coach BG. If Twitch continues with this style of play, now again, I want to see what Green Bay does on the offensive end, but I'm just not sure he's going to be able to beat them.
Now, I
Hey,
don't
BG,
think. Here's what I think. I don't
Mm,
think this type of run output. I don't think Twitch will be able to get this all game. I think Spot seeing this first
mm,
drive, I think Spot is like, all right, like okay, I see what's going on. Because I
okay,
mentioned this he and I had a very extensive phone call this morning, and I
okay.
mentioned, I
Well, let's
said,
talk about it.
I said, Coach Twitch will run the ball. He
Hmm.
will run inside zone. He will run the ball.
Hmm.
And Spot said he was prepared for it, so I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Well, Coach,
hey,
let's see. Pacheco goes to the outside and he walks in easy. Touchdown, Chiefs. Chief goes up with the extra point pending,
I think
7-0.
something else important to note is, yeah, he gave that up, but
Hmm.
Spot gets ball at half. That's something I never ever want to do is give Spot the ball at half.
Hmm. Yeah, but again, yeah, I mean, looking at this drive again, took about two and a
Yeah,
half minutes, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds off the
yeah.
clock. This is a great drive. This is one of those tone-setting drives that again, you're looking at it from a defensive perspective. Like, what can you do? To what type of adjustments that you're going to make because it was hybrid. It was some pass, it was some throws. So again, I don't know what you would be on because you got some good chunk plays out of both the pass game and the rushing game. So let's now see what Green Bay is going to do. 1st and 10, ball at the 28. Okay, Jacobs on the outside. Again, good defense. Probably got to flatten that out just a little bit. But again, Jacobs is not he's not a east and west runner. He's north and south. So you want to get him really leaning forward.
yeah, I think a coach spot Mr. Run in more this game. I think that'll help him out with that deep ball that he loves.
Hmm. But I mean, that's one of the tips that Coach BG said. We're going to see a little bit more of the running game. Love back to pass, corner route again. He's
Yep.
open. Kraft.
Hey,
That's
exactly what we
tight
talked
end is
about.
that
It's
tight end is great.
exactly what we
Oh,
talked about.
Matthew Golden is out with an abdominal tear.
No.
Wow. Coach BG, how is that going to impact the Chiefs' game plan
Oh,
with Golden now being out for the
well,
remainder of the
the,
Super
the good
Bowl?
the good thing about it is he got a guy just as good as Golden and Christian Watson.
Okay.
But man, that is huge.
So,
Mm. 1st and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Kansas City 7, Green Bay nothing. Love back to pass, steps back, little
Got to
bit
make that
off
throw.
balance, little bit off rhythm. Again, cover 4 defense. Again, it was a little bit off rhythm. I think if he would have stayed on platform, that'd have been an easier, or at least an easy completion. But again, he was off platform, on that play. So now the Packers are coming out in bunch formations. It's 2nd and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Puts Jacobs in motion. Again, a couple of crossing routes, got a
Great
guy wide
throw.
open, and he hits that A button against secure the catch. I mean, talk to me again, Coach. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give it to Coach Shupp because he's played Coach Spot. Talk to me about Coach Spot's passing offense. What makes it so tough?
man, he stresses the defense. He gives you some eye candy for you to take
Mm.
and throw it deep, man. He like throwing drag route, showing you a drag route, but he throws a post or a deep corner right behind it, man.
Mm-hmm.
He makes you make a
Mm-hmm.
decision where he gonna
I
throw the ball,
I
man.
tell you what. I tell you what, Coach Reg. I want you to take a look at this. This is how invested. Uh, this is how invested Coach is in winning this ball game. He's prepared. He was totally prepared. I want you to take a look at
Okay.
your laptop in front of you. He was
Okay.
totally prepared that Coach DG shared information with Twitch that he was already labbing on his own. I want you to take a look at that and tell
First
me
and
that
10,
his
ball at the Ball at the 9-yard line, 7-yard completion. Let's see here.
He's learned from last game. That's something you got to respect about Coach Spot.
Okay, okay,
He's been
okay.
he's
Hey,
prepared
I
for the
love
moment.
it. Hey,
This is
look, man,
why
hey, that's old school right there, baby. Okay,
you know
good run by Jacobs. Again, first down.
But I
Again,
tell you, but BG, it's like I said, man. It's coaches out here giving out other coaching lessons, but can't
can't
get the
win
job done themselves.
themselves.
but hold on
Absolutely.
though. But hold on though. Again, and Coach BG. Matter of fact, let me say this. I know personally, okay, from experience. But again, right? You gotta again. We talked about this play. We talked about this play again. He missed it. He was wide open. That was supposed to be a touchdown. But he leads it though. But again, Coach BG, you know this that you have to make adjustments. Like
Yeah,
I
Oh,
get it. You know, you can't
for
go
sure.
in with the same type of game plan
For
that
sure.
again you may have done with in the previous week
I
because you
did.
already know there's going to be tips probably provided on both sides.
Oh no,
So
for sure.
again,
However, it's just amusing to hear guys who just lost three straight try to give other
mm-hmm.
guys,
Oh no, no,
the
no,
lesson.
absolutely,
That's
absolutely,
just a little
yeah, absolutely,
bizarre.
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's like if you know all the answers, why can't you pass the test?
I agree. I agree. Again, missed opportunity by the Chiefs on the RPO read,
Yeah,
third
that
and
was a
five
touchdown. That was
ball. And
unfortunate.
one of the things that a lot of coaches don't do, again, maybe I'll share a tip that I think right now, if he were to do this play, probably would have success, is a draw play because everybody's in zone coverage.
right.
Everybody's going to be backing up. So this is going to be tough for him to be able to complete a pass. Again, you kind of see Coach twitch on that slot man, Jordan Love back. He can step up and run it. Okay, that's a good play. Oh man, that was a good play. He
Oh,
was
he should have just
open.
ran it.
Yeah. Definitely should have ran it. That's good defense. That's one of the things that we talked about in our, pre-Super Bowl production meeting is, Green Bay or Kansas City getting a stop. This is considered a stop. Again, great defense. He had an opportunity with the RPO read, just overshot the tight end. Again, he leads it, so he doesn't throw it straight to the tight end. He definitely does a pass lead again over the head of the tight end, 7-3. So far, a good strategic game plan. Coach BG was shared some inside
Can we really?
information.
Can we really say that the game plan was good when one, his best player just went out, but two, he just overthrew a touchdown, wide open touchdown. Wasn't
I mean,
contested,
again, that
never. It was
happens.
wide open.
I
No,
mean,
it
that
does
happens.
happen. It does
Yeah, that
happen. But
happens.
was your game plan good enough to stop that, or
Yeah,
did he
well, yeah,
overthrow it?
again, I didn't. I'm gonna say again because you're not gonna be 100%
Hmm.
as far as passing is concerned. So I bit and again, like you said, he could have ran the ball. He may could have ran the ball in with and is that a touchdown? That's a tutty right there to Rashid Rice. Mahomes back to pass. He's wide open. I'm not sure what defense. Kansas City goes up 14-3. We
Mm.
literally just talked about this. We talked about limiting the big plays. We talked about again. Let me and grow. Again, we got our fans that are on the telecast. So let me. One of the things we talked about, from a Kansas City or from a Green Bay perspective, pressure Mahomes, win the turnover battle, and limit big plays. So
Let me big
again, they
plays, man.
they didn't they didn't limit. That's one of the things that they failed on was limiting the big plays.
Well,
Again, you got to make a team be methodical because guess what happened when Green Bay had to be methodical? They missed out on an easy touchdown, and as a result, they had to kick a field goal.
another thing, Coach Spot is in territory he hasn't been in all year. He hasn't been
That's a
Hmm.
down like this
great
before.
that's a great point. And it's funny, I was going to ask you, does he press? He can't good
Nah.
zone blitz. That's a good zone blitz. And
It is.
yeah,
Now Spotify just got to do. He got to lean on what got him here, man.
yes,
Play, he got to lean on what got him here. That's
yes,
what he got to do, man.
yes. Now,
He,
let me ask you, do you think again, Golden not being here, are we going to feel his impact? Again, I
yeah,
understand that there's,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. We're gonna feel his impact, but I would lean on Jacobs more.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
I'd
know.
lean on Jacobs a little bit
I don't
more.
know. I think this is where The guy with 1,700 yards as a second guy needs to become the first guy.
Okay. 3rd and 6, ball at the 34-yard line. Kansas City 14, Green Bay 3. Good underneath route. Again, good catch. Strong hands. Was able to get the first down. Again, no huddle, trying to get one more play in before the end of the quarter. Again, okay, good cutback. That's a good cutback. Again, even though you may look at it as only 2 yards, that still keeps, you in positive down and distance. So again, now you get a 3 to 4 yards on 3rd down, and now you're in a great manageable, or second down rather. Now you're in a great manageable position. Now I'm
Right.
noticing a trend as far as the defensive coverage that that Kansas City is employing. So
Cover
there are going to
two.
be some opportunities. Okay, there are going to be some opportunities. Play action,
Yep.
love back to pass. Got a guy in the corner. That tight end Kraft he's a star. He's definitely a star. Good play. And I think again, Coach BG, you're having offense. Kind of again the offensive wizardry. When you see that trips formation, are you focusing on the trip side or are you focusing on that tight end side? What side as a user going to be your key?
Now, while I know the right answer is that tight end on the corner is always going to be open, I got to pay attention to the trip side. It's just me personally.
Okay. Good, fast, throw to Josh Jacobs out the backfield again.
Coach Deasy just noticed something in the chat. He said he hasn't shown any ability to get a stop, which is why he's down like this. But I'm like, has Twitch shown any ability to get a stop either?
Miss Lloyd in a wide open pass. Again, we're early in the game, so I don't want to. Again, I don't want to put
That's
that
what I
type of
said.
a bold statement right now when we're just in the second quarter. Again, we're in the third quarter, and Twitch scored every time he had the ball. Then maybe we can have a discussion.
To me,
Love.
the game is going to be won at halftime. Who gonna make the necessary adjustments, man?
Yep. There's a couple of guys wide open. Again, the pass led him backwards. Going for that strip. You definitely got to be careful when you got the amount of guys that's coming in. Josh Jacobs, okay, so he'll be back with the bruised injury. And again, when you get to this time of the year, a lot of players are going to be hurt. They might not be playing at a 100% level. So this is a big play. You definitely want to try to get definitely the first down, but you want to score in this possession.
Yeah, you
Love
need
back to
7
pass.
here, man.
Great defense. That's a good pass. That's a good pass. That's good patience. Again, he definitely tried to put a zone play in. Spot was able to take a step back. Again, allowed the pocket to develop. That's one of Spot go-to plays there, the tight end corner. Again, just a great, great play.
That tight end corner is a staple of his offense,
Yeah,
man.
oh yeah, absolutely. He's been running that for a while, definitely. First and goal ball at the 1 yard line. Again, gets it in. No, okay, that's good defense. Let me take a look at the replay. You got to cut that. Yeah, you got to be a little bit more. Got to be a little bit more decisive on that run. That should have been a touchdown. Hit that RB. Put your hands on that on the ball. Go forward. Again, good game so far. Again, the Packers, if they score here, I'm not going to go for 2 points. Everybody would chase points. Take the extra point.
No,
If you score,
down. You just down.
right.
Down 14. You get the ball at half.
It's no need to press right here,
No
man.
need to press. Absolutely, no need
No
to
need
press.
to press.
Ball at the 1 yard line.
But again, if it's coming down to who gonna get a stop in crunch time, I'm gonna lean on Spot, man.
Yeah, that's one of his go-to plays. Also, again, just that stretch play. Again, hard to stop. Was able to get to the outside. 14-10. Again, this is shaping up to be a very high-scoring game. I like some of the strategic elements that both defenses are trying to employ. I love some of the zone blitz that Kansas City is throwing out on the field. Now it's Green Bay's turn. Green Bay, again, you
Yeah,
can't give up the big play.
I
Cannot
think
give up the big play.
Coach Spot get a stop right here, man. I think
Okay.
I think he
just
settles down.
yeah. I think they never played before. I don't think you know how it is. Reg. Me and you
Yeah,
played many
absolutely.
times. Me and BG
Absolutely.
played plenty of times, so we know kind of what tendencies when somebody come
Absolutely.
out in certain offenses. So
That's
I
a
think
great point.
yeah.
That's a great point. Definitely a great point. Mahomes under center. I think this might be the first under center formation that we've seen from Kansas City thus far. Pacheco able to get the outside, good juke move. Again, Twitch can run the ball. I mean, I know he throws a lot, But those of us again who have seen Coach Twitch's ascension to this level knows that he could definitely run the football.
Remember,
Again, good. Mhm.
remember, Coach BG, I talked to you earlier about this. Twitch saw that he could run the ball against Shields, so he was gonna come
Yeah,
out and try to
you did.
establish the run.
You
Yep.
did. 100%.
Yep.
You did say that.
Yeah.
Inside zone again. Good defense. That's a good defense. But again, you're able to get 2 yards. I think this is something that Coach BG stated when you're going against like a 3-man front.
Yeah.
Again, you can definitely on the inside zone and some of the base runs, you can get 2 or 3 yards, and make some positive down and distance. 2nd and 8 ball at the 45-yard line. Mahomes does an audible. Again, just you're rushing 3 men. If you don't, and you're containing. If you don't put pressure on Twitch, he's gonna carve you up all game.
That's what I'm not understanding the play calling in spots. Why is Spot not using his 4-down line? But
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
You're asking Spot to do something that he's never done. He's always rushed 3. This is nothing new.
That
It
should
just
be a
happens to
pick.
be the first game.
Ooh, that ball lobbed it up, and he was there, man. That was an opportunity. But you're right, Coach BG. I think from a defensive perspective, you got to just go with what got you here. So if you are a 3-down line defense, you can't change up to 4-down line, even though we're looking at look at the run. We talked about this. Coach BG mentioned this on last week's, inside the huddle when we talked about, again, the recap from the Lions and the Packers game. When you are running against a 3-man or facing a 3-man front, they're running lanes. But again, you have to be committed to it.
Yep. That's the thing, being committed to it. Just because you get blowed up one play don't mean you got a shot away from it, man.
That's a fact. Again, RPO, worthy. Coach BG, the way I'm saying it now, it's early. It's absolutely early. I don't like what I'm seeing right now from a defensive perspective from the Packers.
I'm looking at the play callings. I haven't seen Spot make these play calls. Man, this yes, he like that nickel defense, but there's still 4 people rushing it. Am I wrong? You got the 3D lineman and you got Van Ness and Gary.
But sometimes he'll take and it looks like 2nd and goal ball at the 2, the wham play. That's when an old school play. He's able to score 21-10. I think BG, this is the strategy that I would use because you made this point twice so far during the telecast. He gets the ball at half. I'm milking this clock right here because I want to score and then get the ball back at half, and then if I score, now we can go back and forth. I gotta slow down because if I score here and it's a minute and some change left, I haven't seen anything that will make me feel comfortable that Green Bay can at least hold Kansas City to a field goal. Nonetheless, stop them. So
right.
I think he's gonna have to milk the clock on this one.
He ain't even touched a bit.
No, not at all.
Like I said, he gonna. I think the game will be won in the second half. Of course, it'll be won in the second half. But I think he'll make the necessary adjustment. But I think Spot will make adjustments.
I think he's gonna make it right now. He just texted me on the side. I think he's gonna make that adjustment on defense.
Boy, I tell you, boy,
I think he's gonna make it. Yeah, I think he's gonna make it on the next one.
PHFL, boy. Yeah. They're reaching out live. I mean,
I think he's gonna make it on this next defense.
Okay, all right. Let's see it. You know what I mean? Watson in motion.
He just got me too.
What happened? What happened?
Yeah. Already.
Well, I tell you, boy.
I believe, man.
That's why you gotta love the there's no love lost. There's no alliances. There's no allegiance. You know what I mean? Like, listen, text me during the game. Text me at halftime. You know what I mean? Text me at commercial break.
And I tell you another thing that
that's a dangerous pass. He caught that love. Ooh. I mean, again, sometimes it's one-on-one, Coach BG. I love the switch stick. That's a good play by Dobbs. That's a great play.
It's a great play.
That's a great play. Sometimes you got to.
Some plays. Look, big time players make big time plays.
Big time players, absolutely.
In big time games, man.
Yes, sometimes you got to let them make those plays.
Yeah. It really don't get no bigger than this.
You don't get no bigger than this. And like I said, Spot been here before. I don't know. I came in a little bit after Twitch's took a break, man. So I ain't too familiar with Twitch, but Spot has made plenty of playoffs, and I think he don't want what 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, no, I know he definitely has multiple.
He got two. He got two in Baltimore. Did he win one with the Bengals? I don't think so.
No, I don't think he won with the Bengals. I think he had a couple with the Ravens.
Okay. But he know what it takes to win, man. He knows
Yeah.
it's a
throw that
4-quarter
away.
game.
No, you
man.
got to throw that away. You got to throw that away. Love, and I think again, learning from Coach BG, and I see the playmaker, but you got to throw that away because that could have been an easy pick if it would have been on target. Again, sometimes you got to know. And again, I'm seeing a lot of cover two.
Yeah, I wonder where that came from.
I'm seeing a lot of
from.
cover two. Boy,
I wonder where that came from.
Right.
Yeah. And I tell you, man.
Love back to pass, stepping back. He throws it up, and it's a touchdown. Great throw.
Dot.
And that's a cover two. That's a dot.
Yep.
And then look at the pass lead. Look at the pass lead. Again. And you know this, Coach BG.
Hey, Coach.
If
Coach,
you're going to call the cover
say,
two, right? If you're going to call that cover two,
mm-hmm.
Again, that deep blue, if you don't put that man in a deep blue, almost making it like kind of a quasi cover three, you're going to have to switch stick to one of those safeties.
Hey, look, I just want to say that's a play that I just gave Coach Spot before the game. I just want to say that's a play I just gave Coach Spot before the game. I said he's going to run cover
literally
two.
Are exchanging CIA secrets with the Green Bay Packers, giving him love, and he pulled it out at the right moment. I mean, so what is this? The Green Bay / Atlanta Falcons versus the Kansas City / Detroit Lions? I mean, the PHFL. You just gotta love it.
We all know what a hole is in cover two, no matter what your drops are.
Fact. That's a fact.
We all know what that hole
is.
Fact. You know, it's just a point of you being patient enough to throw that play and having the ball to throw it.
Coach Sean, we need some defense. We need defense out of Green Bay. They haven't shown a knack right now to stop the Chiefs.
I want y'all to
think this drive right here, the defense. Yeah.
Hey, you see what I said? I said 4 down linemen, early downs.
Early downs. You got to, man. You got to use,
look,
man.
See, look, come on now.
That's what I'm saying, Red. You got all that talent on the defense. Damn, what got you here? Put them people on the field, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, Coach.
I said it.
That's a fact.
And you know what? I love to see when the guys are yearning to learn. I told him put 4 guys down on the line on the early down, and he
Mahomes back to pass. That's a pick. And Mahomes throws.
Didn't I just tell y'all to settle down? Didn't I tell y'all to settle down?
Oh my gosh! Great play by Hobbs. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Packers. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Coach. Now remember, Coach Reds, me and BG told you the adjustments have been made.
Hey, y'all called it. Listen,
come on.
PHFL
Let's go,
Super
man.
Bowl.
I told him to listen to me.
Heavy.
Trust me.
We got 2 PHFL former champions in the booth. First ballot Hall of Famers. We're going through strategic elements. If you're a puppy in the PHFL, get your pen and paper out. Learn from these legends right now that are giving out nuggets.
Come on, bro. I'm coaching, bro. I'm coaching.
Take your pen and paper out because now again, Coach Twitch, we know this, BG. We know this, Coach BG. He's not going to panic.
They needed a spot.
No, that's true. That's an amazing.
Hey, I'm in his DM, all caps, no score before half.
So again, 24-21, Kansas City again. And we talked about this hero ball. That was a hero pass. There was no need to make that throw. You forced it, and you had 2 defenders over there. So there was no need for it. 2nd and 5, ball at the 35-yard line. Pacheco, and he gets tattooed, was able to hold on to it. Again, 3rd and inches. Big play. What are you calling on this one, Coach Shump? Are you going to take a chance on 3rd and inches knowing that you got 4th down, or you just want to get the first down and just keep the clock moving?
I'm running the man blitz.
Okay.
And over top on Worthy.
Okay. Throws it to, again, man, good. That's a good call. That's a great call to Travis Kelce, the vet, the Hall of Famer. In Kansas City right now, they have not, again, I love it. I see what he's trying to do. Again, that's tough because he's trying to meet him in a hole, but a good runner who got good vision is just going to go the opposite way. So again, 57 seconds remaining. You hold him to a field goal and it's 24-24 and you get the ball
You
back.
get the
Again,
ball
you're in a
back.
good
It's a
space.
0-0 game at that
It's a
point.
0-0 game. And now you start off with the ball. Again, I think the big thing for Green Bay is no touchdowns.
You can't give up a
Literally
touchdown
no
here.
touchdowns.
Hey,
I think
I'm in his DM in all caps with no touchdown right here.
I think Green Bay gets another turnover right here myself. I think coach gonna force. He gonna force him like he just did
Hunt
on that.
steps. I mean, good play and able to get to the outside. Again, this is a great game. I'm loving the strategy. I'm loving what both teams are doing from an offensive and defensive perspective. 24-21 Green Bay, 41 seconds remaining. PHFL action at its finest. We got Super Bowl champion Coach BG, Super Bowl champion Coach Shump in the booth. Again, great call, great play by Kenny Clark. Again, he was able to just collapse the pocket, able to get through. Kansas City got 3 timeouts. Green Bay got 3 timeouts. It's rare that you would see teams carry timeouts, into the locker room. That kind of just shows you kind
He
of the
doesn't want
offensive,
he doesn't want him to get
offensive
the ball
excellence of
back.
both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we do know Coach Spot can score from anywhere on the football field.
That's true. Mahomes very fast Charleston steps up. That's a dangerous play. That's a because he could have fumbled. Okay, Kansas City just used the timeout. Again, 3rd and 11. Again,
He could have.
If it's
That should have
me,
been a fumble, man.
I'm cover 4. I'm not keeping. I'm not letting. I'm not doing no single high. Cover 4. I'm patrolling the middle of the field,
Yeah.
and I'm not giving up anything that's going to go behind me. So my user is going to be in the middle of that field, and again that corner.
What Coach Rich is gonna run? He's gonna run a drag and he's gonna try to throw that
You
tight
can't
end
give
in the
that up.
end route.
You gotta know that's coming. You
Yeah.
got to switch stick. Yeah, you got to switch stick on that to that corner.
Yeah.
I mean, good call. Definitely a good call. I don't like that defense. The hot blitz 3. I don't like that.
I don't know if
I don't
I
like
call
that.
that right there, personally.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
don't
that.
call that right there, man.
No. You got to get
like
coverage. You got to get coverage.
You just got to be
Yeah.
safe,
Okay, that's
man.
a good play. It could have easily been a fumble with the cornerback. Again, great defense, great call. Way to use your eyes. Again, Kansas City with 1 timeout remaining, 10 seconds left in the quarter, 24-21. I don't want to call this a big play or a big spot in the game, no pun intended. However, if he's able to get a defensive stop and go into halftime 24-24, I think a lot of momentum again could be shifted towards Green Bay. End around to Worthy, he can walk in. That's a great call. That's a great
It
call.
is.
Man,
It
you
That's
is.
a
gotta know
great call.
you gotta know that's coming, man.
That's a
Everybody,
great call.
yeah, it's a great call, but man,
28-24.
shit, that's a big.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the right
Hey,
defense. The
I just
end
want to
did
take
collapse
I
in.
just want to take the time to highlight the fact that Coach Spotify is shifting for is broadcasting for the first time also today in the Super
Okay.
Bowl.
Well, listen, man, let's shout out Green Bay. You know what I mean? Let's shout out Green Bay. Again, we got 7 coaches and 7 viewers in the PHFL TV spot. So again, we just got a lot of love right now this morning in our PHFL Bowl. Our off season is going to kick out tonight at
Hey,
7 p.m. So
Coach Spot
reboot
said that's
season 2. I mean, again, there's just a lot of excitement right now in the PHFL.
Coach Spot just he said I shouldn't have blitzed on that 3rd down. You
We
1000%.
just said that. Yes, we just said that. We
You gotta
literally
pay
just said
coverage,
that.
man.
Okay, he was waiting. He was waiting for this. He was waiting for this.
Oh, the
And,
halfback pack.
and what's funny is, and you know what? Coach Deasy told him this. I think Coach Deasy told him this, though, because this is the first time he came out in man, because that play right there killed zone. So again, good, great. This is a great Super Bowl so far. Great PHFL Bowl. Again, coaching at its finest. And again, we got 2 legends in the booth. So again, all of our PHFL pups who need to learn, what the PHFL is all about and be able to cut your teeth. Again, we got legends that are giving you coaching tips as far as again in-game strategies and in-game adjustments. 28-24, Kansas City with the lead. Green Bay has the ball. Again, what's going to be your focus, Coach BG? Coming out in this drive, we got to score in this drive. So what's your focus?
We're not at the point yet where we have to score, but we're at a point where we got to keep the game close.
Okay.
At
I
the
like the
moment,
end around. It's a good play.
we
Good
got we're
play.
just keeping the game close. I'm trying to go
Good
get some
play.
kind of points here. 7 would be great, but any kind of points here, really.
Okay. And we're noticing the defense. Boy, I tell you, we're noticing a whole lot of copycat. I love it. I freaking love it.
I'm telling you, dog.
I love it. I
It's
love it.
amazing. It's
I love
crazy.
it. I love it. Love back to pass. Again, puts a guy in motion, audibles. I love it. I love it. That's
Good
a good
run.
call.
That's an
That's a
angry run.
great freaking call. That's a
Telling you.
great call. Again, if you're going to do that, if you're going to employ that type of strategy, again, which is going to take a guy out of kind of your run fits, and he's more focused now. He's going to take that step to head towards the sideline because he's in a Mabel, the quasi Mabel. Then you're going to have absolute running lanes. 2nd and 4, ball at the 46-yard line. Love
had
back
him.
to pass. Got to get rid of that.
He had him. No, he had him. He's just the pressure. Surprisingly, Twitch is getting a lot of pressure today.
Yep, he is. He definitely is. Again, again, that especially when that man defense. That's one of the first times I've seen a man defense employed by Coach Twitch. So again, just a great overall concept.
Oh
again,
no. Oh, whew.
Love back to pass, stepping up. This is a man-to-man defense. He's sacked, fumble, but he's able to get it. 4th and 14. This is the first time in the game that he's actually called man defense, and this was a perfect opportunity to call man and was able to get a big stop. Again, punted the ball. My gosh. Hollywood he makes a move. Hollywood could go. And he is stopped. Oh my gosh. Great move. Great running by Hollywood Brown. Kansas City right now is looking to take control of the Super Bowl. Man, the Green Bay right now is reeling. They have to hold Kansas City to a field goal. They have to hold him to a field goal.
That should have been a pick. That was
Mahomes
a terrible
back to pass,
throw.
goes outside. Oh man, way to click off
terrible.
and get on Gary and make an opportunity to try to go for the pick. Again, this is a phenomenal game. I like some of the strategy that both coaches are doing. Coach Twitch right now, again, this is where you're gonna have to again.
He almost threw another one.
Your user, okay, Simmons. I like it. I like your peel back. That could have been an easy pick. Easy pick. I would have again. I don't know whether or not he dove or the AI. I would have liked to see him run through the play and not take that dive angle because he was right there. He read it perfectly. 3rd and 7. This is a big play, a huge play in this game. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 23-yard line. Mahomes back to pass. He steps wide open. You gotta know that's coming. You gotta know that. It would have been better for you to man that guy up to the slot versus him fading because everybody's gonna look to that three wide receiver side. That's too easy money. I mean, that's stealing right there. That's taking candy from a baby. Mahomes hits it to Pacheco. Pacheco gets to the outside and he scores.
He cannot stop this inside zone for some reason.
35-24. Kansas City right now. This is a drive. This is a championship drive right now. A championship saving drive for the Green Bay Packers. They have to score on this drive. If not, Worthy is out of the game with a dislocated shoulder. So again, 2 of your top deep threats for both teams are out. This is big, Coach.
Now with Worthy being out, it changes my whole attacking process.
It has to be.
It changes everything.
Wait, did I miss something? Worthy's out?
Isaiah Worthy's out with a dislocated shoulder.
Yep.
Oh no.
So now see, Coach Spot still got Watson over there now. Let's not forget about him. But Hollywood can't get off the press.
No, he can't.
And Jordan Love is missing so many
He's
throws
missing
today,
some open throws. I don't know what his throwing on the run is. I don't know whether or not, again,
well, right now he's playing as a 98, man. There's no excuse, man.
Yeah, but I like I mean, Coach BG, take the easy yards. Take the 4 or 5 yards and get down.
I mean, I can't say that, man. That he's wide open, man. I would have
Yeah.
thrown it 10 times out of
Okay.
10.
All right. Second and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. Green Bay has to score here. They have to score here. Again, we kind of know that's a great call. That's a
It
great
is.
call.
He's only
That is a
called it
great
once in a
call.
game so far. It
That's a
is.
great call, especially against that defense. That's a great call. I mean, again, this is definitely we don't want to call it a game saving call, but this definitely keeps their hopes alive. First and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. 35-24, Kansas City in the lead. Again, those are end
Great
around
move.
to Watson. I mean,
Touchdown.
Watson getting
I
jiggy
mean,
with it. Oh,
touchdown. There you
Watson getting
go.
jiggy with it. Watson getting jiggy with it. Watson, my dear man, touchdown Packers. What a great response by the Packers. What a great, and against man to man, that's a perfect call against that defense. That's a perfect call against that defense. Perfect call. Man, you're talking about, again, great offensive execution out of both teams.
Wow. Great 2-point conversion play, too, man. Great
Love,
play
again,
call.
great
Oh, my
flip.
God.
Another one of his state speed. Just a great call. 35-32. That's a championship drive. That is championship execution by Coach Spot on that drive. Again, put the ball in your playmakers' hands. 35-32. You just can't get a better PHFL bowl than this. Okay, Coach Shutt, what are we doing on defense? Okay, you got the guys on the sideline. You got everybody over. What are we doing? We got Isaiah Worthy now. He's out. What are you doing? What are you focusing on?
Dude, you get aggressive, man. He
You
doesn't.
got to get
Look,
aggressive.
I'm in his DM. I just said it, man. Dude, get a fucking stop. Stop the run, bro. He doesn't have Worthy. Get aggressive. It's simple, man. Get aggressive. He
As you
don't have
see it,
Worthy.
Coach BG is definitely giving Coach Spot some pointers. Again, Pacheco to the outside. That's a good user. Again, good play, 5 yards. Definitely good yard. He definitely had some room. Yeah, but again, definitely a good user play on from that perspective. Again, holding it to 5 yards. Again, I love positive yardage. Again, that's what you have to focus on is positive yardage. Second and 5. Coach BG said it. He said, "Listen, I know the tight end is going to be open, but I gotta focus on the trip side." Again, you got to slide Kenny Clark over if you're going to be in that defense because he
Oh,
should
you
have
got to make
inside
that
zone.
play spot.
Oh,
You were back there.
that's
You
a
got to
bad
make the
user.
play. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you got
just
to
got
make
to
that
make that
play.
play.
You were there. Yeah, you were there. Ah, man, you took a bad angle. Took a bad angle. Again, I mean, just a good call. Inside zone against a three down front. I mean, they're losing players. Another Kansas City Chief went out with a torn labrum. Didn't get an opportunity to get the name. We'll try to get that from our staff. First and 10, ball at the 45-yard line. Again, this has just been a phenomenal game. Again, Patrick Mahomes back to pass, throws it out to Pacheco, makes a move, truck stick. Again, Pacheco is definitely a dangerous, running back out of the backfield. Again, Kansas City, I mean Green Bay right now is going to have to make they're going to have to make some defensive adjustments. Again, Pacheco is definitely having an MVP type of Super Bowl great cutback, misses a tackle. Again, I mean Pacheco right now is having a MVP caliber Super Bowl. Um, Green Bay is going to have to hold them to a field goal in order to be able
Oh
to
my
have a
God,
shot.
that was terrible.
Oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes back to pass, throw touchdown. There was an opportunity for the user. You gotta switch stick that. You gotta switch stick to that safety. That's Patty Mahomes. That's Patty Mahomes. Again, I get it. He had an opportunity, but Patty Mahomes, again, is the elite of the elite and was able to get it in a tight window, goes up and makes the touchdown play, 42-32, Kansas City with just a great response. Now Green Bay has to respond. Green Bay has to respond. I'm not sure why the Packers are not employing more man to man. They do have Jair Alexander. So again, I'm not sure whether or not that was, a part of his strategy. But again, Coach Sharp, are you back with us?
Mm.
Here, Coach Sharp. Uh-oh, that's a good call. Good call. Again, a lot of boy, I see a lot of copycat. But again, I like the drag outs. Again, if you're going to make them have that type of depth, then again, that underneath is going to be wide open. Definitely going to be wide open. But again, I like the strategy. Love back to pass, looking. He
Oh,
throws it deep. He
woo!
throws it deep.
That
Oh
was golden, man.
man.
That's man. That was golden, man. Woo, we.
Oh yeah, that'd have been a touchdown. But then you got to put Watson there. You got to put Watson there because he got him. That was Melton. He took control of him and just outside of his fingertips. So if you're going to call that play, you got to put Melton. You got to put Christian Watson right there because he's gonna run underneath that. Second and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. Love back
That
to
dude in his
pass,
face.
and he is just gobbled up by the Chiefs defense. I mean, again, just a great pass rush, was able to get past the tackle. Again, three-man rush, able to get through. Third and 16. This is a huge, huge play in the ball game. You kind of know what coverage is coming up. So again, you don't necessarily, well, you can try to maybe field goal range, but again, it's gonna be a tough play to get. Definitely a tough play to get. Love back to pass. He can step up. He can make him run it. I like it. That's a pick. Oh man.
Why
Mm,
they got stopped
mm,
instead of keep going across though? I'm
mm,
slightly
mm,
confused.
mm. That's a good step up though. Yeah, he could. Oh man, if he would have. Oh man, he had a guy that was literally about to go up, about to go up. Fourth and 16. Got to get that unit on the field to punt the football. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Oh, this lady. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, fellas. Coach BG will give you some telecast while I take this phone call. That's all I need. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me. I'll call. I'll call. Okay, we are back 49-32. This looks like this is like the ball game is over, Coach BG.
I don't. I
What are you
truly, I don't
saying?
think so. He scores here, right,
Mm-hmm,
and goes for two, right. That makes it a 9 point game. That's
mm-hmm,
six. It's 6 minutes left. He gets a stop, and probably has shown the ability to be able to score quick. He scores quick. The
mm-hmm.
pressure's right back on. I
Okay,
totally disagree.
okay. I mean, 17.6 minutes. Again, it's not definitely, and you would know better than any. It's not definitely,
We just watched
100%
it.
over.
Yeah, we just watched the
Yeah,
guy
but
come back from
again,
down.
mhm.
Oh no, bad. That might have sealed it.
He throws. Yeah, that's a pick. Yeah, that's a ball game right there. And celebrates on the field. Again, you gotta give Coach, Twitch, again, a lot of respect, Coach, uh, and that's the man too. Oh man, that was, I mean,
The the
that's
crazy
just good
part
defense.
is, the crazy part is Twitch is coming off of that. He's about to come off of the streak that's going deep to go get it. All you have to do is wait and throw the streak.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Plus, user is questionable today.
yeah,
He's whiffing
yeah. I mean,
tackles.
again, you definitely gotta give, Coach, Coach Twitch, his flowers. Again, this was a nip and tuck game. It was 35-32. And the Packers just did not show enough ability to get stops when needed. That's a PI. Those are to Brown. And I think again, I'm not sure. You mentioned I'm not sure, but I'm not gonna minimize because just he could have easily been in an MVP conversation. Matthew Golden's injury definitely was a factor, a huge factor. 49-32. Kansas City again with the ball 49-32, 5 minutes and 31 seconds remaining. Okay, Kansas City's in the play calling rhythm now. I'm not sure if yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything that
I don't know if
Green
it's just
Bay.
because I'm so accustomed to how Twitch is, but
Mhm.
a lot of this stuff feels like it's just I know what he's about to call, and I'm trying to figure out how Spot hasn't gotten a hold of this play call yet.
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
again, he hasn't
simple.
stopped him, pretty much all game. So again, it's he's in a rhythm right now offensively, and again, Green Bay is right now. They look just pretty much. I don't want to call it lost. Again, he has all the time in the world. Clark finally gets off of it. Mahomes is going to step up. Mahomes again gets the first down, takes a big hit again out of bounds. But again, if you're going to rush three guys and contain, which is what he's doing, you're not against an elite offensive of talent. You're just not going to be successful. So in the chat again, let's see what they're saying. Let's see what Coach Deasy is saying. Okay, he said okay. He's talking about trading his O line. It's a lot of community plays going on.
Typical gibberish from Coach
Yeah,
Deasy.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
hatred. Can
Absolutely.
we have a segment and talk about the hatred Coach Deasy has for Coach Spotify? I've never ever seen someone wish this much or want someone to fail as bad as
Yeah,
Coach Deasy wants them to
when you
fail.
can't beat somebody, that's normally
Hey, but
the
you know
second.
what? When
That's
I
the second
can't,
thing you focus on.
when I couldn't beat Deasy coming up in the PHFL growing up, you know, I didn't wish hate on him. I just figured out how to beat him.
Right.
I figured out how to beat him, and I became a champion that way.
Mm.
And that's nobody ever be able to take that away from me.
Well,
But
maybe it's because DZ just can't figure out a way to beat him, and if he does, it's not it's not the
no,
norm, it's the exception.
the
I
league
mean, he's
has
beaten him,
caught
I think maybe 5 out of 6 times.
the league has caught up to DZ. The days of DZ's victory laps are over.
That part I agree.
They're over.
That part
DZ
I
used
agree.
to be miles ahead of the league, and now it's considered what, the third best, fourth best guy in the league.
I'll give him. What I'll say this from an offensive perspective, he still definitely caused problems offensively. From a defense, his user is arguably bottom half, and that's not even just like trying to be now my. It's not even my media hat because I can go from a media perspective. Now I'm going for just a coach's X's and O's. He has one of the worst users I've ever seen. I sometimes I don't even understand what he's doing from a user perspective. But again, we're going into a new season. Maybe there's some things he can, take away from good pass by Coach Spot. Maybe there's some things he can take away from. But again, I can only call it the
I
way I
feel
see
like
it. I
he's
can
at
call it
his
the way I see
ceiling.
it.
He's at his ceiling. How much better?
He said,
How
"Bring
much?
back think blissfully." No, but again, you just have to look at it, and right now, again, the way that coach and this is more of coach Twitch offense than his defense. He made some defensive plays,
No,
absolutely, but his
it's just,
offense puts so much
no,
pressure.
no. It's his defense though. Yeah, your offense puts pressure, but a guy who can score and match you point for point, you got to be able to get some stops. And I mean, he stopped him pretty much half of the game.
No, no, no,
I
no, no.
mean,
This no, 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 no. It was 30. It was 35-32. It was 35-32. The Chiefs offense, they got 52 points. It's again, you almost feel like I just gotta match them point for point. So Twitch has not done anything that I'm looking at from a defensive perspective that I'm just like, okay, wow. It's more of he just couldn't get key stops.
I
Just
just
couldn't
think
get key stops.
Spot hasn't been in a rhythm offensively all game, and for plays like what just happened, like
And
that, I
again,
mean, he's
maybe
getting
Matthew Golden. I'm not sure whether or not
that did
that
loom large.
injury, because
I mean,
that's
he
the
had a
deep
couple
threat.
plays that he has a guy beat deep, man, and I mean, Golden would run circles around,
Yeah,
you know.
that would have been golden on the play that he threw to number 80. That would have been golden. That would have been a touchdown. Again, love back to pass. Again, this, we're pretty much now, just at the end of the game. So now we're just kind of, have the commentary talking about again some of the PHFL, some of the other coaches. And I think this upcoming season with free agency, and I think we're going to definitely be in a extremely again competitive because now you're going into year two. You got free agency, you got the draft, you got a lot of things that's coming up that you can again remake your team. And look at Chris Jones; they're just putting pressure on him. I mean, again, they got the ears pinned back now. Jordan Love and team. Again, this is Green Bay's first loss. It just shows you how difficult. Well, let me ask you this, Coach BG. Does
Mm-hmm.
this shows you how difficult it is to go undefeated, or will you
Yep.
look at it and say the Green Bay Packers wasn't really challenged,
Yep.
especially in the NFC North when you got really two good users in Coach Deasy and Coach Bowley. He went 4-0. He went undefeated in the NFC North. So would you say that's more of a, just an indictment on that division, or like what
Uh,
are your thoughts?
I mean, outside of balling, there really isn't much real competition in that division.
Mm,
And that's saying a lot because balling has the worst team in the division. But outside
mm.
of balling, I mean, because Spot pretty much knows he's going to beat DZ. He knows he can beat him. He doesn't worry about DZ. I think he probably would rather play DZ than he would play balling, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
saying a lot.
Yeah,
So,
and it's funny that you say that because you couldn't say that, you couldn't say that previously because again, defensively, it was you have to just it's almost like you have to keep your eye on now you almost hunt his user because if you put a couple of different things behind it, his user is going to take some type of just nonsensical direction, nonsensical focus. So it's almost like you invite to look at where his user is to kind of see. Now, again, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I do like the strategy that he employed against Green Bay in the conference
mm,
championship game.
mhm.
But again, that wasn't, a lot of coaches talked about, in the coaches meeting and, inside the coach's helmet, and that's another touchdown going to Brown. A lot of coaches talked about, that strategy and again, Coach Deasy definitely said, I don't know why he comes out with that blitz. Coach Deasy definitely talked about, what he was going to do to kind of make it, you know, uh, you know, make it, again, harder for him to go with deep passes. But again, ultimately it still failed. I mean, it was a good ball. It was 35-32. And
Right.
then
He
the
said
wheels, the
the
wheels just
game.
fall off.
Yeah,
What, late third? Late.
literally.
Yeah, so you can't say it wasn't a good bowl. It's just, one of those games where they say that the score is not an indication of the game. It really wasn't. Again, it ultimately turns into a blowout. Absolutely. But again, it was 35-32 in the third quarter. And, again, the Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a pick.
He
The
fumbled
Kansas City
it.
Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, are your that's a fumble, and that's a fumble recovery. The Kansas City Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, are your PHFL Season 1 reboot champion. We're definitely going to put this game up on Twitter and on YouTube. Again, congratulations to Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. Well deserved. And again, we talked about this throughout the season. We thought, again, that the Chiefs definitely were one of the favorites again. And then once you got into the playoffs and what they did to the Jets and what they did in their wild card game and division game and conference game, Kansas City just was on a different level in the postseason. And that literally just carried over to the Super Bowl. And again, Kansas City 59, Green Bay 38, pending the either 2 point conversion or the um, or the extra point, or they're going for 2 points at the 2 point conversion. Love with the RPO, of course, that's coming. That's his play, and he scores at 59-40. Again, they're still trying to fight. A minute and 12 seconds remaining. Hits the
But
onside kick. Gets the onside kick. Did he get it? Yep.
yeah,
Okay. Again, not necessarily saying he's going to win it, but again, maybe there's some things that can happen. They can cover the spread. Does have three timeouts. If they score here, 2 point conversion, 59-48. Again, let's see what they're talking about, in the chat. If I had JMO, again, JMO is arguably the most talented wide
mm,
receiver.
God damn.
Love throws it up. And that's a dot to Christian Watson. Imagine if, I mean, again, you got to switch stick on that. You try to put him in that deep blue. That deep blue, that linebacker is not going to run with that. If you're going to call that play, you got to put a safety or somebody with some speed behind him. Again, employing the Detroit Lions strategy, 59-47. Now, if they get an onside kick here, I mean, listen, turn your TVs back on.
I can
If they,
hey, coach, I really think the 19-0 got the kind of got the spot a
He
little bit.
got
I think the
complacent.
pressure got to
Yeah.
him.
He got
he,
complacent. He hadn't been in this type of position because he's in a weak division. He doesn't have these type of games.
No,
Yeah,
he
You know,
don't, man.
yeah.
And hell, after you beat the motherfucker 3-0, pardon my French TV. After you beat the person, after you beat the person, after you beat the person 3 times in a row. I mean, what is it to
Yeah,
go to lab on
because
it? You know?
yeah, I don't think, and I think Coach BG definitely made a great point. I don't think he has the competition fear of Coach Deasy. I think
No, he
he
don't.
goes into every game and knowing he's going to win.
He
Like
don't
he
respect.
knows he's going to win.
He don't respect him, man.
Yeah, yeah, no,
yeah,
absolutely not. There's
he
no
had no
type of
respect.
yeah, there's no type of competitive respect. I think he literally goes into every game against a Coach DZ team knowing he's going to win. And this game here, again, there's no way you can go into the game thinking that you were going to win. Again, you're talking about Coach Twitch, who
Come
definitely has
on,
the pedigree. He has one of the elite teams on the game with an elite scheme and an elite player in Holmes. But again,
he said, "Who that country fella in the booth?"
I mean, there's an interception. I mean, again, if he scores and we get the onside kick, I mean,
Why are
we've
you passing
seen
right there?
crazy
Literally,
things,
dude.
crazier
Victory
things
formation.
have
Get your
happened.
get your bowl, man. Come on,
And look,
man.
we say hero ball. Okay, listen, get into no, you can't even get a field goal range. Yeah, because that would be you need a score. You got to get a quick score.
No, you need to
You got
score.
to get a quick score. You got to get a quick score. And it's haven't been tested all game.
He
See if
threw
we
it
can
right
get a
back.
backdoor cover.
No, he threw it right back.
Yeah.
Throw it right back.
He got to let
Okay.
that DB keep driving a little bit longer,
Yeah.
man. A little bit longer, and you could throw that.
He took control of the safety now in the deep blue. Boy, I tell you, the PHFL is a copycat league. Boy, I tell
Like I said, man, we'll see next season if the guy who giving out all these tips, if he be able to use his own tips to win. That's,
Oh man.
that's what I'm eager to see.
Mm, mm, mm.
How can you coach other team, but you can't coach yours?
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the Super Bowl champion, PHFL Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. They are your champions. Jordan Love walks off the field right now, disappointed. They're pointing to their rings. Coach Twitch now is a champion. Again, you got the Gatorade bath on Coach Twitch. The Kansas City Chiefs are your PHFL Bowl champion. Again, I'm going to call it I don't want to call it a great game. It was definitely a very compelling game. Again, it was 35-32. A lot of things were going right. It's just the Packers could not get that needed stop. And again, the Kansas City Chiefs, Patty Mahomes has proven again that, listen, you give Coach Twitch this type of talent, and it's going to be a problem.
And
So again,
again, Jordan Love missed a few throws, man, that
For sure.
really changed that game, also, man.
yeah,
For sure.
definitely. I mean,
But
again, this is another PHFL broadcast exclusive. I think we're going to probably run something tonight with the draft. I think we may broadcast the draft and broadcast free agency just to get some coaches' perspective on, what are they going to be focusing on in the offseason and especially in free agencies, kind of seeing what some of the top talent may take their talents to. So this is your boy, the old ball coach, along with PHFL champion Coach BG, PHFL champion Coach Shump, live from the Super Bowl, where your Kansas City Chiefs are your Super Bowl champion, knocking off the undefeated Green Bay Packers. Peace.
yeah.